This is the breakout on where is the ROI on about accessibility, and we are honored to have Alison Brooks from Visit Mesa and Zeek Coleman from Tourism Economics, who basically have come up with a sort of a standard approach for DMOs to basically measure the ROI on their marketing. And Alison is probably the most advanced of all the destinations in terms of their accessibility journey. And and she's undertaken many disabilities, created her own beer, basically, a called Spectrum Ale? Spectrum IPA as a fundraiser for Autism Awareness Week, during Autism Awareness Week for their foundation. So they have a foundation as well to help finance some of this. And Zeek Coleman is one of the highest regarded, basically data analysts in the industry in terms of digital marketing, and was involved, I don't know, what was your title here in Savannah?
At Savannah, Director of Data Intelligence.
Director of Data Intelligence. So they're going to geek out here on ROI and accessibility. Okay.
Okay. So I guess it would be prudent for me to talk about some of the things that we've done at Visit Mesa before we kind of dive right on into the ROI. So I just wanted to give super brief introduction about what we've done. For those of you that are not in the DMO world, I don't want to assume anything. A DMO, you might have heard the term Convention and Visitors Bureau. Now a lot of us call ourselves destination marketing organizations, because let's face it, that's a lot more sexy to say DMO versus CVB. Our vision is to really elevate Mesa as a must-experience destination in Arizona. And we are city limitless. So city limitless was born out of the idea that there's a lot of cool things to do inside of our borders, but then there's tons of cool things outside of our borders, like water to kayak on, who knew, in the desert. Also, we have beautiful hikes. We have other nearby cities that we market for as well. But that has taken on a brand new meaning. City limitless is not now a noun, it's now an adjective, in that we want it to kind of talk to a feeling that you come to feel when you're in Mesa, that you are limitless. So city limitless is really more of a feeling now. And with that said, as Jake might have pointed out, we're a little bit addicted to accessibility. Is that what you called me? Addicted to accessibility. Okay, so we're the first autism certified city in the nation. We also adopted all of these other wonderful things like IRA, Wheel the World, Threshold 360, Able View, and the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. So like I said, we're autism certified thanks to IBCCES. Here is just a sampling of those who have gone through the certification process in the Mesa area. So over 50 businesses, over 5,000 people have completed certification, which is really awesome. I love it. We were the first organization to adopt the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. It was originally started, for those of you that don't know, in airports in the United Kingdom. It's since come overseas, and I raised my hand and said, this makes perfect sense for a destination marketing organization to adopt it. So we have the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Threshold 360, for a long time, Visit Mesa wanted to have these virtual tours, but for some reason we couldn't get the budgeting, and we couldn't get our board to allow us to budget for it because it's expensive. And what we twisted and turned it to be is that it is very much DEI related, right? So people want to know before they go. They want to see these videos and have a better expectation. What's going to happen when I get there? And so as soon as we said that, boom, all of a sudden now we had the money to be able to do it. So we do have virtual tours on about 60 of our attractions and hotels throughout Mesa, and they're all done through the accessibility lens. And I'm so thrilled to be able to work with Threshold 360 because we asked them to do it that way, from the parking lots all the way into the restrooms up to the ADA hotel rooms. They were willing to do that, and now they do that for everyone. So I think it's super awesome. And those videos are on our website. We also do itineraries for accessibility through Threshold 360. We also partnered with, oops, look at me. We also partnered with IRA, which is an app for people who are blind or low vision to be able to get in touch with a visual interpreter through the app. It's 100% free to use while in the visit or inside the Mesa boundaries or while planning a trip to Mesa. And then we just recently partnered with Wheel the World, and yay, Wheel the World in the back. Always repping. So Wheel the World, for those of you who don't know, is a third-party booking engine that's all for accessibility. So we have, I think, like 20 hotels and attractions that we can either book a tour or book your hotel room through. I like to say it's kind of like a Tinder for people that have disabilities. They can be able to make a profile on the Wheel the World platform, and then they get matched with what's the perfect thing for you, the perfect hotel for you, the perfect tour for you. And it's gone really well, and excited to work with Wheel the World. Lastly, we have Elevate Academy. This is our extranet, and it's all information about accessibility, whether it be PDS, videos, trainings, you name it, because I strongly believe that all these things cost a ton of money, but education doesn't have to. So all of these resources are for our partners and available for their use regardless of what they need, and we add to this all the time, and I think it's just hugely important. I can say, I worked for Airbnb, I worked for Hyatt, I worked for Brinker International, and never once did I ever have any kind of training on how to interact with somebody with a disability, which is really sad to say. So that is my biggest passion is education. So that's the whole reason that we created Elevate Academy, and so that is also on our website, or extranet, I should say. So you're really here for the return on the investment part, which I'm gonna make Zeek talk about mostly, but the thing is what happened was that we became autism certified back in 2019, and then I started with Visit Mesa in 2021. And then I went crazy, right? So big shout out to Jake and Travelability, because I really wouldn't have found all these things if it wasn't for Travelability, for sitting here like you are right now and hearing about the different, like we were just next door, and the Innovatable Showcase. Those are all like great ideas that you may or may not implement, but if you do, like you get like me and you get addicted and you keep adding and adding and adding, which is awesome. But then I sat there one day and I went, great, is anybody actually using this stuff? So I went, pause, like this is great, but now it's time to start measuring. So I reached out to, well, we'll talk about it in a second, but I did reach out to Tourism Economics Symphony and said, hey, can you help us? So that's what he's gonna talk about. But I really wanted to say there's a lot of things you can measure. I like to say there's like direct and indirect things. So like indirectly, so this is a snip, so Meredith is probably smiling because I like stole her stuff, but obviously indirectly and directly, you can measure guest satisfaction scores, you can measure things like employee morale, right, based on before and after surveys after you implement something. So I think that this is huge because for me, like the workforce thing, like we're always talking about that. How can we improve the workforce, right? Well, maybe if you help get people who are neurodiverse employed into the workforce, like that's something that you can do and very measurable. A little bit more indirectly, but obviously we got a lot of PR surrounding all of the stuff that we've done, especially for the autism certification, because we were the first ones. So we appeared pretty much in every single publication, and like it's super cool because you can measure that in some way. We just got Travel and Leisure, the Global Vision Award, which is a huge one, and then got recognized in the BBC. Both of those gave us huge spikes in our traffic to our website. Oh, look at that, that's you. So, but what I wanted to talk about really quickly though is that dashboard. So I said, hey, I need to be able to see, like, where are people going on our website? What pages are they going on? How long are they staying? Are they using those Threshold 360 videos? And be able to gather that all in one spot so that my stakeholders can see. So if the board wants to see, like, okay, we're spending a lot of money, we're investing a lot into all of these different platforms. Are people actually using it? And so I can pull up that dashboard at any moment and show them, yes, it's getting tons of traffic, or we're getting bookings through Wheel of the World. All of those things. The Threshold 360 is getting tons of views and conversions. So that's the most awesome thing that they're able to do. So
go to the next slide.
Why is it on the next one?
There you go.
There's my dashboard. So what's really cool is you can see like at the very top that, this has a little, look at that. Okay, so where's the cat? Okay, so like when the BBC article hit in the Travel and Leisure, you can see these huge spikes. Well, you can see them happen right here and right there. You can see like the traffic just really came to our website like never before, and they're getting that information, which was super important.
Go to the next one.
Okay.
Be
Wait a
static
minute,
for
are you getting out of talking now?
Yeah, basically.
All right, going to the next one.
There's your spikes, sorry.
Oh, yes, there's my spikes. Okay. So right there, we saw it right here and right here. So as soon as that BBC article came out, you could see that it was driving traffic, which is awesome. And then the Threshold 360 video tours, 140 hours of video time. So you can tell it was worth the investment. People are getting on there, they're staying on there, they're sticky. And now I'm going to let you talk because I feel like I'm spilled.
Yeah, what I think is cool about this is free data that they already had on their site. You saw on that first slide, website measurement, that's just Google Analytics, but this is taking that same data and narrowing it down to the specific content that's for this group and saying, how is it working? But what I love is they're not just checking a box and saying, okay, we did that. They're actually saying, does this work? Are we doing what we need to make sure that people see it? And what can we do to optimize that? The part that I'll cover next is where are we going with this? And that is from web visit to actual visit. So what you're looking at is website attribution, and this is people that visited the site. You'll see that on the top left there. These are the number of mobile devices of those visitors that came to market, and then this is the ratio for that. This is the same data but broken out over time by month, and you can click that to kind of filter the data. This is how long it took them to get there, and then this is where they came from, and you can kind of filter further. But what's really cool is when you look at the content, whether it's the campaigns that they were exposed to and came through, or the pages, you can see the origins and get some idea of what content is resonating or not for visitors and which content is correlated to actual visits. So this is kind of the future of it, and it's nothing new, but it's just a new use case for what we're talking about here.
I will say too, it's also great to know where you need to put your marketing efforts. So it was very apparent to me as soon as I saw everything kind of side by side on a dash, like, oh, okay, well, a lot of people really aren't using IRA like originally had intended. The bottom right corner, you can see the spike when we started, and then we stopped marketing it. Well, now we know that we want to put a little bit more money in behind resources behind marketing IRA, and we'll see that spike again because we're starting another campaign about all of our accessibility initiatives here next month. So it'll be fun to kind of see, the ROI behind it. What else? I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think Jake's probably going to ask some questions or something.
Yes, so I've got a couple questions. So just the number's very small. It's very hard to see this.
Yeah.
Sure.
Did you conduct marketing, very disability-specific marketing campaigns to the blind and to autism families? And how did you target that?
Yeah, so our agency does all of that for us. So for the autism specifically, we do campaigns through there's a lot of publications. It's not just social media, but we also do target through Google ads and things like that as well.
And social media targeting through sentiment analysis. And then in terms of the advertising, so these are the spikes you're seeing from, and then with Threshold 360. Mm-hmm. So what was the uptake? I couldn't see the numbers there, but was it 10 times? Was it? I didn't know where the spike went.
For which one? For autism or?
Yeah, for autism.
Yeah. Oh, it's at least 10 times. When we were recognizing Travel and Leisure and BBC, it just spiked enormously.
And does your board recognize these? Your board of directors recognize these measurements as plausible?
Yeah, this is in our monthly KPI report, so they're able to see and track what we're doing and call it out if it's not working as well.
Any questions from the audience? Work?
Yeah, have you found your efforts, the partners that you've worked with who are part of different ability communities, have you found any increased advocacy for more tourism dollars to support what you're doing? Has that happened, or have you had that kind of dynamic?
Definitely more interest and more, I would say, openness to trying new things. I think a lot of partners are apprehensive because they think ADA and that's scary. So when we do these things that make things a lot more approachable and they're learning about it, they're definitely more open to it. Money-wise, not quite yet. We're getting there. With the foundation, I'm also president of the foundation we founded. The idea behind that is to get more money for more people to become autism certified and all the other things we want to do. So people are starting to donate money, and we're starting to get a little bit traction behind it.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, just curious, did you guys supplement the cost for the certification for your members?
Yes, we did. Not all of them, but several of them we did, and we continue to do, but we're hoping to push that off onto the foundation. That was the whole reason that we founded.
And then just a follow-up, for the city to be certified, is that the requirement that a certain number of businesses and attractions?
Yeah, it's actually more vertical, so certain industries, you have to hit a certain number in each industry, like healthcare, like education, like attractions, like tourism, so that's how that's figured out. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.